So, which builds more muscles, barbells or dumbbells? The answer isn't that easy as you may think. Barbells allow you for using heavier loads, while dumbbells allow you for better range of motion. So, which ones are actually better for muscle growth? This is what you're going to find out today. I'm Dr. Nash Jocic, former bodybuilding champion. I've been in bodybuilding for over 40 years. I competed 46 times and won 17 titles. In the meantime, I've trained over 3,000 clients and helped them to get in the best shape of their lives. I have also published 10 ebooks, which are all available for you. Simply click the link in the comments and you will have the access to my ebooks, which are fully loaded with detailed explanation about muscle growth, fat loss, most effective training systems and techniques, and everything that you need to know in order to build muscle and burn fat. So by the end of the video, you will know exactly when to grab the barbell, when to pick up the dumbbells, and why the smartest lifters actually use both. You will learn the advantages, risks, and best way to use both tools for maximum growth. So let us look first into the case of barbells. So we all know that most of the bodybuilders, most of us actually develop most of the muscle size using barbells. So barbells are like bread and butter when it comes to the muscle growth, to overall strength and growth. And basically, this is what bodybuilders have been using from the day one. So the advantage of barbells is that you can use heavier loads. So barbells are much better for progressive overload, and also when it comes to strength, they are much better for absolute strength. Barbells are clearly ideal for compound lifts, like for example squats, bench press, overhead press, bent over rows and similar. And as a compound movements, when you're using barbells, you are obviously tackling a lot of muscles, not just the targeted muscles, but also the stabilizers, muscles that you have to use in order to stabilize barbell in order to perform linear motion, because free weights require stabilization, and this is something that with barbells you will benefit from. Also, barbells are very efficient for training multiple muscle groups. So, for example, when you do bench press, you are training your chest, you're training your front shoulder up to the point, also your triceps. When you're using bent over rows, you're training not only your back muscles, but also your rear delts, you're training your forearms, etc. So barbells are clearly very beneficial in a general approach to muscle growth, but there are some drawbacks. So the problems that occur when you're using barbells are that you have less freedom of movement, simply because your hands and your elbows are locked. You can't move them left or right. They're literally locked. Let's say you do bench press. There is no freedom of movement there. You have to perform the exercise up and down using both sides equally. But because the grip is locked, that can lead to stress on shoulders, elbows, and wrists. And we all know that. So some people they're fine with barbells, but also some are not. And this is one of the main reasons. Also, there are hidden imbalances. So not all of us are perfectly symmetrical. So when you pull the line in the middle of the body, not necessarily everybody has equal both sides. So maybe one side may be a little bit more advanced, or maybe slightly different and stronger, and that side will dominate. So if you perform barbell, often you've seen as well that people perform barbell, but the bar doesn't go up all the way parallel to the ground. Sometimes it goes left and right and left, and this is actually because of the imbalances. This is the problem when you use barbell. So the stronger side can dominate. I've seen in many cases people having a bigger left, for example, major pectoralis than the right one, or something else, like when it comes to legs, one leg is bigger than another. And this is because they didn't understand that in the very beginning. So they were using barbells, and the stronger side was dominating all the time, ending up in literally developing one side of the body bigger than another. Also, barbells, they require a spotter. So you need somebody to be around you. For example, you're doing heavy bench press, you'll definitely need somebody to stay behind, because if you get locked at the bottom, what are you going to do? You can't just get out of that problem. That happens all the time. You see people start screaming, and then even I had to run so many times to help them lift the weight up, because definitely this is the downside of using barbells. You can't train on your own, so you need somebody, especially when you're using heavy weights. That applies to squats, that applies to bench press, incline press, and similar. So when it comes to dumbbells, they offer different benefits. So dumbbells allow you for the greater range of motion. For example, if you do barbell bench press, you can only lower the bar down to the chest, but you can't go deeper than that. But your shoulders and your chest, they can expand further to the side, meaning the bar could have possibly gone lower, but it can't because it stops on your chest. But if you use dumbbells, for example, and perform dumbbell bench press or dumbbell incline press, you will have that ability to actually stretch down all the way. Now that is something, that is the topic that I'm going to cover in one of my next videos. And this is the importance of those eccentric or negative reps. So when you stretch muscle fully, you will benefit much more than if you don't. Barbells don't allow you to do that, especially in the presses like bench press, incline press, shoulder press. But dumbbells allow you, because they allow for a greater range of motion, simply because there is no bar there. So you can, let's say, doing shoulder press, you can go all the way down to your shoulder and even deeper down, fully stretching the muscle, causing the highest level of mechanical tension, which is not going to happen with the barbell. So this is the big advantage of dumbbells. Also, dumbbells work stabilizers even more. So stabilizing muscles, because now you have two dumbbells. Let's say you perform dumbbell bench press. You have two dumbbells, so you have to use stabilizers in order to control the movement and make sure that you're going with both of those dumbbells up at the same time and in the same line, in the same plane. So this is the second advantage. And the third advantage is they are much safer, because dumbbells do not require a spotter. So when you do bench press with the barbell, heavy bench press, you definitely need a spotter. But if you do dumbbell bench press, then you don't need a spotter, because if you get stuck at the bottom, you can just drop the weights down. So this is much safer. This is the advantage that dumbbells offer. However, there are some drawbacks with dumbbells. And the number one is that they are limited in maximum loading. So it's very hard to go as heavy as barbells. Usually you will go heavier with barbells. So with dumbbells, this is not the case. Also, it's much more challenging to stabilize the dumbbells than the barbells. So you have to... dumbbells are definitely for more experienced bodybuilders, because you need to learn that, that skill, that the learning curve is actually harder and longer. And another downside, drawback for dumbbells, is that they are very awkward to take them when you're performing heavy lifts. So to take heavy dumbbells into position, often you need somebody to help you. Often you can see people manage to take one dumbbell up, but then somebody will pass them the other one. So this is the problem with dumbbells. You can't just take them from the racks. It's impossible. So as you can see, both barbells and dumbbells have their benefits and have their downsides. Now, let me give you example of some simply replaceable exercises when it comes to barbell exercises, exercises that we have all done, that all advanced bodybuilders do, that you probably do, and these exercises simply have to be there. Let's say, for example, squats. This is the most effective exercise for developing quads and glutes. So squats are one of the main barbell exercises. When it comes to back, to back muscles like trapezius, deltoids, rhomboids, this barbell bent over row is bread and butter, clearly. So you have to use barbell for that. Then you have deadlift, although I never practiced deadlift for back because I found that exercise not necessarily bodybuilding exercise because, among other things, it's extremely stressful. It doesn't target any particular muscle, hits hard your central nervous system, and also thickens your midsection because obliques work very hard when you perform deadlift. So basically you want to stay away from deadlift if you are a bodybuilder. But if you are somebody who just wants to perform for the sake of fun or accomplishment of lifting heavy objects or something like that, or you're weightlifter or something, then you're more than welcome to do that. But if you think about longevity and aesthetics, if you're a bodybuilder, this is not an exercise of my choice. Another exercise which is extremely famous, everybody has done it, did so many good things and results for many, many people, is bench press. Barbell bench press is obviously one of the exercises that everybody knows and is been proven mass builder. Then you have incline barbell press, another mass builder for clavicular major pectoralis section. Then you have shoulder press, again shoulder press barbell. I advise in front of the head, not behind the neck. Then you have obviously barbell biceps curls, bread and butter for big biceps, close grip bench press, etc., etc. So there is a wide variety of very, very effective exercises when it comes to barbells. Now, dumbbells, for example, they are also extremely effective. For example, dumbbell row for back. So why is dumbbell row, for example, so effective? Because you can go higher up, so you can fully contract your back muscles with a dumbbell, which is not necessarily possible with a barbell. Now you have dumbbell bench press and dumbbell incline presses for chest. These exercises are phenomenal, and especially for somebody like me who has developed a shoulder problem by performing a incline barbell press stubbornly for years. I had that shoulder issue with my left shoulder, and I couldn't get rid of it until I realized that actually I can have the same effect but using dumbbells, because I probably wasn't 100% symmetrical. So once I started using dumbbells, the shoulder problem disappeared. So for me, even today, after all these decades of training, dumbbell incline press is number one exercise for upper chest. Also, that applies to bench press. Dumbbell bench press is again very effective. For many people is even better. As I said, although most of the people will do very good with the barbell bench press, quite high number of people will be benefiting more with dumbbells because of more freedom of the shoulder joint. Then obviously you have exercises which are simply unavoidable, and you can't replace them with obviously barbells. So dumbbell flies for chest. Then you have dumbbell shoulder press, again extremely good movement. I prefer that in recent years. I'm doing dumbbell shoulder press because I can stretch further down. Barbell will never allow you that. So with dumbbells you can go deeper down. Then you have clearly lateral raises for shoulders, as your lateral shoulders are the most important part of the shoulder because they give you that width. So this lateral dumbbell raises are bread and butter for shoulder width. Then you have the same story when it comes to bent over lateral raises. So dumbbells again extremely effective. Then you have biceps dumbbell curls, which are brilliant exercise. You can do it standing, seated on an incline bench. You can do concentration dumbbell curls. So the whole variety of biceps exercises just with dumbbells. And then you have obviously dumbbell triceps extension, one of the most favorite exercises for long triceps head. So if we want to summarize and try to explain actually which builds more muscle, I would say that, for example, when it comes to barbells, they are best for building maximum strength and mass to progressive overload. Clearly, it's much easier to learn how to exercise with barbells than with dumbbells, so they will benefit more beginners and intermediates. But for that initial starting stage, when you really want to build some good foundation of strength and size, barbells are really superior. Now, when it comes to more advanced bodybuilders, who want a little bit more, who are confident, who have learned how to exercise properly with barbells, and also who are comfortable using dumbbells and understand biomechanics, dumbbells can allow for even better hypertrophy, simply because of the better range of motion and that extra stretch, which may be sometimes extra 20-30% of the trajectory, which is very substantial, especially for more advanced bodybuilders. That will allow them to build even more muscles, because the passive tension of the mechanical tension, which is the most important for muscle hypertrophy, again, I will talk about it in the next video, can only be achieved with that extra stretch using dumbbells. So barbells will not allow you to do that, but dumbbells will. So this is clearly a big advantage of using dumbbells. Now, when it comes to recruitment of type 2 muscle fibers, both barbells and dumbbells activate type 2 muscle fibers. So they both build muscle. It's not that one builds more muscle and another less, because both of them are actually very important and effective in activating type 2 muscle fibers. So when it comes to that pure mass, barbells give edge because of the heavier loads. Sorry. And when it comes to the fuller development of muscles and that aesthetic appearance and also joint health, dumbbells are superior because they allow you more freedom of motion. So the best strategy would be clearly to use them both. Barbells, again, for foundational strength and overload, and dumbbells for better range of motion, better symmetry development, and also injury prevention. So, for example, in one workout, what should you do? So if you use heavy barbell press for chest, you can follow that with incline dumbbell press, and then you can follow with dumbbell flies. So let's say you use one barbell, 2 dumbbell exercises. If you do shoulder workout, you can use, for example, front barbell press, seated or standing, and then the next movement again can be barbell upright row, but then you have next 2 exercises like lateral raises, dumbbells, and also for bent over lateral raises, again dumbbells. So you have two barbells, 2 dumbbells exercises. As you can see, the combination of both will be probably the best answer when it comes to the question which ones are better. So it's not necessarily barbells versus dumbbells, but it would be more justified to say dumbbells and barbells. So both of them are very important. So together they give the best combination of load, tension, stability, and hypertrophy stimulus. I would still prioritize barbells for heavy compounds, again, like squats, bench press, bent over rows, but then I would use dumbbell exercises for exercises that follow the main compound movements. So guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and if you did, please subscribe to my channel. Also like the video and send me your comments, because we have very vibrant community. A lot of people ask many questions, other people answer, so we have fantastic discussion on our community page, so you're more than welcome to join. I also get involved as much as I can. And also, let me remind you again that I have published 10 ebooks for you, which are fully loaded with essential information regarding muscle growth and fat loss. You can find them on my website, nashfittraining.com. And also, if you look at this video, you will be introduced by my other services that I provide on my website, like personalized training programs, personalized nutritional programs, telephone consultations, online coaching, and also personal training one-to-one for people who live in London. So until the next video, I wish you all the best.